What's up, Pikachu? For tonight's video, we have a full Let's Go Pikachu EV team. Now, I normally cover when the new games are coming out or close to. I normally cover a theme team on them. So what I did was I went to the trailer and picked 6 of the Pokemon out, like the comment there suggested, and I made a pretty cool team. Now, the question of the day is, I'd like to know what your thoughts are on Let's Go Pikachu now that's been out, the trailer's been out for a while, you've got to think about things. Obviously, we don't have all the information at the moment, but what do you think of the how the game's going to go? What would you like to see in there? Any thoughts and opinions on it? Please leave them below in the comment section. Fill that comment section up with salt or love. And if you see someone else's comment on it, reply to it. Get some discussion going. Anyway, this is a battle on my Discord. If you do want to battle me or just hang out there, there's loads to do on there. There's so many rooms and stuff. That's in the description of the video there. It's a permanent link. All right, so we have a battle on my Discord. This one was against someone. So we got a really cool theme team tonight. They were actually running a full Torterra team. Really interesting. So, I'm running the Onix for the lead. Now, I've seen the trainer riding Onix, so I thought I'd include that in this team. Now, this was a special Onix. It's got an amazing special attack. Now, I've done special Steelix a lot of the time, so I thought, let's go for special Onix this time. I think I've run special Onix before. So this was a weakness policy, Earth Power, Ancient Power, Dragon Pulse, Flash Cannon set, Sturdy, and weakness policy to activate when getting hit by a super effective move. Unfortunately for me, it really didn't do too much damage because its special attack is basically garbage. Anyway, so bring in my Eevee, and it's going to take out the Torterra with a Retaliate. So this Eevee was pretty strong. It's probably one of the better Pokemon team, which was saying something. I had Retaliate, Quick Attack, Iron Tail, and Bite. Ability, adaptability to power up their Retaliate, and obviously the Retaliate gets a further power up too. So pretty dang strong move, and Choice Scarf as the item. Max attack, max speed. Okay, so I saw the Magikarp jumping up over the planet. So I wonder if it's going to do anything. It would be interesting if it had any sort of like special role in the game. I was thinking of putting Mewtwo on this team, but I thought, nah, it's going to be like way too unbalanced with like Magikarp than a Mewtwo. Like, how would I juggle the tier differences then? So I didn't opt to put Mewtwo on this team, if anyone does ask. So this was the event Magikarp. It's got Hydro Pump and Bounce, and I thought Bounce would be pretty funny on it because it did use that. So I got on this one, max special attack and max speed. Hydro Pump doesn't really do too much damage, so I just sent it out there really to see what this Torterra set was going to be. So it's going to start setting up stockpiles. I was a little bit worried because none of the Pokemon team hit really, really hard. I mean, I think Eevee and one of my Pokemon were the hardest hitters against this team. The rest really didn't do too much damage. They required a little bit of setup or just didn't do any damage like Magikarp at all. All right, so they're going to go for us. They're going to go for the stockpile spit up combo. I went for the bounce. I actually was hoping they'd go for that and not just be like a stalling set. I mean, it is stalling, but obviously after you use, you can use swallow or spit up. It actually gets rid of those boosts. That was good. All right, so the Torterra, obviously its only attack is Spit Up, so it's going to start setting the stockpiles up again. I really can't do much with Magikarp at all, so I'm thinking, well, I might swap out Magikarp and leave it for a little bit later on the game. Might be able to get a sick Hydro Pump kill or something. So going into Budge Catcher. Now, this Venonat was MVP in a lot of the battles. Let's go over what this set was. So this one was a physical set. It's kind of like the Venonat sweep I did a while ago, but it's a little bit different. So it's got Leech Life, Poison Fang, Zen Headbutt, and Screech. We've got the ability Tinted Lens to power up the not very effective type moves, which is very handy on this. And we've got the Everlight as the item. Max health and max attack. Okay, so going for the Screech on the Torterra, dropping its defense, I'm able to get around the stockpile boost as well, because stockpile you can only use 3 times. And, I was able to easily get around that. So now the Torterra is going to go for the grassy terrain again. It's a very, very bulky set. So Venonat was definitely, it was probably a very handy Pokemon. So now I'm going to go for the Leech Life, almost taking out the Torterra, unfortunately. The good thing about the Leech Life was, other than the power buff it got, I was able to get some of my health back. However, Torterra is going to have a Pinch Berry, and it's going to heal itself up again. So I'm going to have to use another Leech Life, which I guess isn't the end of the world. I know that I can tank whatever moves it throws me, and obviously is forced to go for this stockpile before it can attack me or anything. So with 6 Pokemon teams, right, sometimes it's difficult because you're going to make up like 6 different sets, and some of them can be rather situational. Like I know that very, very well, but I definitely thought I'd feature some more of these teams. They're rather interesting. So, obviously the Torterra can't do much. Just going to go for the Spit Up here, do a little bit of damage to my Venonat, and I can just take it out with the Leech Life, which is nice. Now the stockpile is going to wear off. Not that it mattered at all. I was always going to take it out anyway. So Leech Life is going to finish off the second Torterra. Now they actually were running as a full Torterra team, but the names they also were running after continents as well, which is pretty cool. So getting some recovery back from Leech Life, and the grassy terrain is still hanging around. Now we got the third Torterra coming out. I was in a pretty good position with Venonat, but I decided to stay in and see what it do. So it's going to go for the Attract. I'm like, I know that Torterra does get a trapping move, Sand Tomb. I made up a Sand Tomb trapping Torterra set like years and years ago, but I know that it does get that move. So I was thinking, it'd be really bad if it was actually carrying that move and I got trapped in being infatuated. I really actually need Venonat. It's very important. So I decided to swap out into my Moltres, which is flying, so it wouldn't affect me. However, instead, they went for the block. So playing some little handies under the table and blocking me into the battle. Now this Moltres you'll probably think, oh, this is going to be easy. You can just use Fire Blast 6 times in a row. I'm not. I'm running a physical one, so it gets an interesting physical set. I've got Flame Charge to boost the speed of it. I gave it Adamant Nature. I has Wing Attack, which is cool. I gave it Wing Attack. I've got Steel Wing for rock types and Steelium Z for rock types that come in to think they can get a Stone Edge on me. And I've also got U-Turn for some scouting too. Now its attack stat isn't all that bad, but its moves are sort of like bad. So it kind of I kind of nerfed it down like a lot, especially against this thing. So going for the Flame Charge, it's not really doing too much damage. Torterra's got a nice base bulk in defense too, which is pretty good for it. So Venonat and Moltres were the only two Pokemon team that could actually really do some damage to the opponent. Now Eevee was pretty good with Retaliate too, but it did require Pokemon to be KO'd and that kind of thing. So I'm going to get paralyzed by the Body Slam. Unfortunately, I totally never saw that one coming. It's not doing a lot of damage to me, but the Leech Seed is up too. So I really need to take this out now, or I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. There's still 4 other Torterra that I've got to contend with too, and I wasn't confident that Venonat could take on all of them by itself either. Anyway, so going for the Wing Attack, I do not get paralyzed, and that's going to take out the Torterra, which is really nice. So that's half the Torterra team down. I wonder how many times they're going to say Torterra in this battle. Anyway, so half the team's down. Out comes we got South America now. They've been counting down the continents. I'm going to go for the Wing Attack. It's going to outspeed me and go for Rock Fly. So it actually could have finished me off there. Maybe they didn't think they'd outspeed me, or they just wanted to get a general Rock Fly up to outspeed the rest of my Pokemon. So Wing Attack does over half. I'm happy with that damage. However, the Leech Seed is going to give them back a little bit of health too. So it's going to be around half. Now Moltres is going to go down, and it's going to go down to a Stone Edge. That was very risky going for Stone Edge there, because I could have, maybe that was the only move to hit me, so that kind of makes sense. Right, so Moltres is down. This is bad because Magikarp can't do donkeys. Now I'm going to go for my Choice Scarf for Retaliate and Eevee. I'm going to get outsped, and now the Torterra is going to go for the Earthquake. And that's going to be way too much for my Eevee to handle. It's only a very frail set. Doesn't have like Everlight or anything, and that is down. So it's like, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and get back into this game with my Venonat. If Venonat goes down, there's absolutely nothing I can really do. So now Torterra is going to go for the Stone Edge. Hits really hard against me. It's super effective. The Everlight does save me. Now going for the Leech Life. I don't have any boost or anything, and that's just enough, I think, to take it out. Thank goodness I was running Adamant Nature on that, and I get a little bit of health back, which is nice too, so I can live like any hits. Maybe I can hit like live the next hit, then get some more Leech Life damage back. Okay, so we've got 2 more Torterra left. So Magikarp once again really can't do anything, and they're going to go for a Leech Seed now. So it's like, this is a stalling set probably. Maybe it's got Sand Tomb or something like that. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a trapping stalling set. I'm not sure. I just want to see how much damage that I do first. So it does alright damage for a Venonat. The problem is it's going to have Leech Seed, and it may be able to set up something against me. I could go for Screech. That wouldn't be too bad if I did get locked in. I could easily go for Screech, but I wasn't 100% sure what the set was going to be. So I thought, let's see what the other moves are first. So I thought, let's go into Pikachu. Pikachu cannot do anything. I was running like a pretty cool... what do we got on this set? We've got Electric Terrain, Electro Ball set with Agility. The only other move I had was Grass Knot, which is not going to really do too much, so Pikachu's going to kind of go down. But it does make a return in the next battle, and especially in the bloopers. Little hint, nudge there for you people. So Pikachu's down. I've only got my Venonat left, and we've only got a Magikarp left. It's going to go for Sand Tomb. I knew one of these would have it. So it's going to trap me in. It doesn't do very much damage to me, but the whole thing is it has trapped me in and it's going to do some extra damage. And I can't swap into Magikarp, damn it. So going for the Screech, that's going to drop the defense of the Torterra. Now my only way here is to go for the Leech Life to finish off the Torterra. I know that I can leave a Sand Tomb just... it may crit me though, that's the only thing. Leech Seed does miss, which is really good. And now I can get the Leech Life off against the Torterra. Does some big damage there and almost takes it out, but it's just not quite enough. But the main thing is there, my recovery with Leech Life is really nice. So Leech Life is actually a really good move on this because I can take damage and then I can, I can say I can get the Screech off and then the opponent attacks me and then I can go for Leech Life again and get some like mega health recovery back. Now the good thing about this too is if people think they can swap into it for not very effective moves, it's got a Tinted Lens boost and it hits pretty hard too. Okay, so they are the 5th Torterra is down. The last Torterra we have is Europe. So I was thinking, what should I do here? I've got to see what it does. They may have a Z move. I haven't seen a Z move yet, so I'm going to go to Magikarp. Hopefully, they'll use the Z move, or if they do have a Z move, they'll use it on Magikarp. However, it's going to go for a Sunny Day, so it's like, I haven't actually seen a special set yet. Maybe this is a special set. So I was thinking, I can't swap here. There's nothing I can do. Maybe I'll just go for Hydro Pump or Bounce or something like that. So go for the Bounce. I was hoping I might be able to get a Paralyzed against this thing. That'd be pretty funny. It's going to go for the Growth. So that's bad because the sun's up. So that's going to give it a boost in its stats, giving it a +2 to attack and a +2 in special attack. So I know Magikarp can't really do too much to this. I was hoping I could get the Paralyze off, which would be really nice, and against the Torterra. So now it's going to go for Rock Polish. So my chances there were sort of dashed. So I was like, yeah, my Venonat has definitely got to get outsped now if it wasn't going to get outsped before. And Magikarp is going to as well. So now Torterra is going to go for the Solar Beam against my Magikarp. And yeah, there's no way Magikarp is going to be able to leave a +2 Solar Beam with its like terrible defenses. So that goes down. My only Pokemon left out is Venonat. I mean, I could have kept Venonat in. I was scared about a Z move. That was my reasoning for swapping. So I'm only left on a little bit of health. I'm going to go for Leech Life. I don't have any options. Obviously, the Torterra has nothing else to hit me apart from Solar Beam, which makes sense. It would have gone for another move. And guess what, guys? I'm able to tank this one on 18 health. That Everlight just saved my life there, and Torterra's just really crappy base special attack. And Leech Life does a lot because it seems to be a sweeping set. I'm guessing it's like max speed, max special attack, something like that. So my Venonat gets lots of health back, and the sun goes. And now Torterra can't go for the instant Solar Beams. I can go for another Leech Life. And that'll be basically a big game. I hope you guys enjoyed this. A very nice team too. I love seeing these 6 Pokemon teams. You can get really creative with them, especially with the movesets and stuff. You can have like one. It sort of veers you off the track of not using like the same stock standard set. You have to, use your intelligence and use other sets, right? Anyway, so we have another battle on my Discord. This one was against Barlow. So we got my Onix lead this time. So I was actually leading off with Onix. It actually worked fairly well. So now we got the Zebstrika swapping out there. I can't use Volt Switch or something like that if it did have it. And now we got Whiscash coming in. So it's like, this is good. It's probably going to use like a ground type move against me, and that'll activate my weakness posse. So they could have been expecting a physical set. Then again, it's me, so they're probably expecting a special set. And now they're going to go for the Dragon Dance, boosting the speed and attack of the Whiscash. So Whiscash normally always runs Dragon Dance, so that's fine. That wasn't anything I didn't expect. So go for the Earth Power again. It's about a 4-hit KO. The next one will actually take it out if it does activate my weakness posse, which it does. It's going to go for the Aqua Tail, and that's going to take me all the way down to my Sturdy. Obviously, that's why I kind of release it at the start so Sturdy doesn't get broken. And now my weakness posse is going to come into effect, getting a Sharp Rise in my special attack, and Earth Power is going to be enough to take out the Whiscash. So a very nice start there. Special Onix works, people. It's just so overpowered. Now we're going to have Delibird coming out. So, okay, well, Ice Shard incoming or whatever, fake out. Now the Delibird is going to go for the fake out. It misses due to hustle. And I'm going to go for the Ancient Power. I was like, if this doesn't have a Focus Sash, man, that is going down. And it doesn't have one, and Delibird goes down. That's the only thing about hustle. It can really, it can change the tide of the battle, especially like, those misses thing. I mean, it's sort of like, you pay for the extra power, but the cost of accuracy. So now we got the Drifloon coming in for the Shadow Ball, and that is going to take out my Onix. But Onix did an amazing job taking out 2 Pokemon. Like, I mean, I couldn't have asked more from a special Onix. I mean, come on. So it's got the Flame Orb, obviously, for Flare Boost, and now I'm going to swap in my Magikarp. Now it's like, well, let's get some Magikarp Hydro Pump action happening. The Drifloon goes for a trick. I'm like, oh, what are they got? They're going to trick me the item, thinking I've got like a physical set, right? Which is quite funny. The Drifloon gets a Splash Plate. I know that's going to help them out so much. So going for the Hydro Pump, which looks absolutely hilarious, it actually does a little bit more damage than I thought too. So I was like, that's pretty good. I would have liked to have the Splash Plate to see how much it would have done extra damage. Anyway, so I'm burned. They're going to go for the Sunny Day now. So it's like, okay, that's going to power down my Hydro Pump a lot. Not that it really was doing much damage, but you know, it's going to do a lot less than it was doing before. So Hydro Pump hits for the second time. Look at that amazing Hydro Pump. I love how it's like jumps in the air and the Hydro Pump comes out the side of its mouth. Looks amazing. So Burn doing a little bit more damage. Obviously, any move this thing throws at me, like a Shadow Ball, whatever, is going to take me out. So now the Drifloon's going to go for the Weather Ball since the sun is up. It's a disrespect KO on my Magikarp because Magikarp's got crappy defenses, and that is going to take me down. That wasn't very nice to poor Magikarp. That disrespects Weather Ball. Anyway, I like Weather Ball. It's a really cool move. So anyway, it's going into my EV. I'm going to go for the Choice Scarf Bite here. I really don't have much else to hit it with. Having like Quick Attack and Retaliate being not affecting it at all. So Drifloon's going to go down to that one. That was beautiful. We've got half the team down, so a pretty solid battle at the moment. Now we've got this Zebstrika. The problem with the Zebstrika was I had nothing to really swap into it. It was a very fast Pokemon. I'd lost Onix. Magikarp was going to do nothing. So I thought, let's go into Pikachu here. Unfortunately, this time I wasn't running a Lightning Rod Pikachu. I would have loved to have one. It would have completely shut it down, but that wasn't the case. After seeing that damage, I was like, okay, that's definitely Choice Band. That did way too much damage for it not to be Choice Band, and that's going to be my Pikachu down. Unfortunately, Pikachu really couldn't have done much to the Pokemon I've seen so far. But it did come back to haunt me a little bit later on the game. I'll explain that in a second. So now I'm bringing in my EV. I was thinking, well, I could go for the Retaliate here. I've got to go for a Retaliate. I've got to take this thing out. However, it's going to outspeed me and go for the Wild Charge again, taking my EV out in one shot. So definitely confirmed that it's running a Choice Band set. I could have gone for Quick Attack. It wouldn't have taken it out anyway. So we got the Venonat going for the Leech Life here. Zebstrika is going to swap out, which is cool. I'm fine with that. It's absolutely destroying my team. Now, Chadot's going to come in here. Now, the good thing about Chadot coming in, right, obviously it's going to be not very effective, which is going to power up Tinted Leads, and that does a lot of damage. That's a clean 2-hit KO against the Chadot. So I knew it'd go for Chadot. That's its main move. Obviously, it's probably got Nasty Plot or Boom Burst. That's normally what it has. And now I'm going to get confused by this one. Sorry, I almost had a hiccup there. So I'm going to get confused. The only thing I was worried about, if I hit myself, that's ball game. However, I get past the confusion, and that's the Chadot down, which is really nice. I also get some health recovery back too. So Chadot's down. We've got the Zebstrika left, and there's still one other Pokemon remaining too that I've got to deal with. So I was wondering how I was actually going to deal with this Pokemon, but more on that on a little bit. So Zebstrika can freely come in and go for the Wild Charge. I cannot swap my other Pokemon, my Moltres into that. There's no way it's going to be super effective. And unfortunately, my Venonat isn't quite bulky enough to leave that one since it was running Choice Band. So Zebstrika is a big problem here. I'm going to go into my Moltres. I'm thinking, well, the best thing I could really do here is go for the Flame Charge and see if I can take it out with a critical hit. However, they're going to swap the Zebstrika out, maybe worried about my item or something like that, and in comes Gastrodon. So there's absolutely nothing I can do to get Gastrodon. The best I can really do is go for the Wing Attack. Now, as I mentioned before, the only Pokemon that could have done something to it was Pikachu with Grass Knot. Apart from that, Gastrodon pretty much walled my entire team there. So go for the Wing Attack. It's about a 3,000 hit KO, and Gastrodon's going to have the normal Scald on it, probably Ice Beam and something like that too. So I'm going to live on 10 health. I need a crit on Wing Attack, and unfortunately, I do not get it, and Gastrodon's going to finish me off. With the disrespect, Ice Beam, and that's about it for these battles. Hope you enjoyed both of them. Make sure you check out the bloopers, people. There's something really, really funny in there, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.